All right, here we go. The wrap up episode for the Gnostic text for now. So, for 20 episodes, we have ventured into the shadows of Christian history. We have unearthed gospels that were buried, banned, and branded as heresy. We have listened to Divine Feminine in the Thunder Perfect Mind, decoded the Cosmic War in the Secret Book of John, and we learned the secrets of self-salvation from Thomas and Philip. But the most urgent question remains, why were these texts hidden? The simple, brutal answer is power. The institution that won those early battles for the soul of Christianity did not win on theological merit alone. It won with the political and military backing of the Roman Empire. This was the original merger of church and state, a transaction where spiritual authority was exchanged for imperial control. Sound familiar? This is not ancient history, it's a recurring blueprint. The allowed powers of our world governments, corporations, and mainstream religion are in constant, unspoken cahoots. Their goal is the same as it was in the 4th century, to manage the population. And the first step of management is to make you forget who you are. So what did these forbidden gospels teach us about our condition? They gave us a precise diagnosis. You are a prisoner, but your jailers are invisible. They call these jailers archons, the rulers and authorities of this false material world. But we learned their tactics are not mystical. They are psychological. They are the inner and outer demons. The great Gnostic act of liberation begins with a simple, ruthless self-interrogation. We learn to ask the questions that expose them. Here they go. Who is telling me that I'm not good enough? Is it a memory, a parent's voice, an algorithm feeding you curated lives of perfection? That is the voice of the archon of lack, of the church, telling us we were born in sin, that we weren't good enough from day one. Who is selling me the cure to be worthy? The same system that made you feel broken, that tells you were no good from day one, now offers the product, the belief system, the diet to fix you. This is the archon of false salvation, a snake oil salesman creating the disease to sell the remedy. Who is distracting me and how? Endless news cycles, social media outrage, the grind of debt and bills. This is the archon of forgetfulness, burying you in noise so you have no time for the signal of your own soul. Who is feeding us toxic sustenance? Information that breeds fear and division, food that weakens the body, culture that numbs the mind. This is how they keep us malnourished. And finally, the most revealing question, who benefits from me being malnourished, distracted, and feeling unworthy? Follow the money, people. Follow the power. The answer is always the same. The false gods, the system, the demiurge, and its archons. But these gospels did not leave us helpless. They gave us the tools for a fierce inner war that projects outward. This is the path of self-salvation. We learned that liberation is an alchemical process described in metaphors we can apply today. For example, the sacred marriage. This is not a literal union, but the inner balance of our own energies. The Gospel of Philip taught us that we must marry the inner male, our active and logical will, with the inner female, our intuitive, creative wisdom. We cannot be too weak nor too overpowering. We must achieve balance to be whole. And then the responsible child. In the infancy gospel of Thomas, the child Jesus is not yet aware of his power. He learns responsibility as he matures. This is us. We must awaken to the fact that we matter. Our thoughts, our actions, our intentions are power. We must grow up spiritually and use our gifts wisely, lest we become the very tyrants we seek to escape. Next, spotting the false god. The hypostasis of the archons showed us that the false god, the demiurge, is a jealous, heady entity obsessed with material riches and control. We can spot its influence everywhere today. It is a system that tells us poverty is virtuous while it hoards wealth. It preaches austerity for the many and luxury for the few. It keeps us slaving under debt, the modern form of taxation, because a soul buried in survival has no time for gnosis, for inner knowledge. But how do we actually apply those tools? The journey isn't random. Another forbidden text, the Apocalypse of Peter, gives us precise map of the stages of awakening, a ladder of 7 heavens that we all must climb. And this is where Peter's journey becomes our mirror. In the Apocalypse of Peter, he ascends through the heavens accompanied by Spirit, and at each gate, he receives a revelation. Each level represents a layer of illusion dissolving, a frequency elevating, a vision expanding. The journey is not exclusive to Peter. It is a map for every human being who awakens. In the first heaven, we recognize that we are trapped. We feel the prison, but we don't see the bars yet. In the second, we begin to identify the jailers, the internal voices, the external systems. In the third, we feel the pain of separation, but also the yearning for something more. In the fourth, we start to remember, to hear the voice of the Spirit, to see the universe responding. And in the fifth, the cross begins to speak. Suffering becomes our teacher. In the sixth heaven, we understand we are not alone, that there are guides, beings of light, higher frequencies. And finally, in the seventh heaven, consciousness is liberated. We are no longer victims. We are creators. We are spirit incarnate. This process is real. It is applicable. It is the path we are all walking, consciously or unconsciously. So, what is the final unified message of these 20 forbidden gospels? It is this: you are not a sinner in need of external salvation. You are a divine spark in a state of amnesia, trapped in a system designed to make you forget your power. The crucifixion and resurrection were not about a blood sacrifice to appease a distant God. They were a cosmic metaphor for your own journey. The cross is your suffering, the material world. The resurrection is your awakening. The moment you realize your divine nature and walk out of the tomb of ignorance with the cross itself, your past suffering, now following you as a witness to your liberation, you have learned to identify the jailers. You have the tools to disarm them. The war is first fought and won within your own consciousness. And when that happens, the outer world, the system of archons, loses its power over us. We are not just prisoners. We are the wardens, the prisoners, and the liberators. The Gospel of Thomas says it best: if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. The choice was always ours. The forbidden gospels were just a key, hidden in plain sight, waiting for us to remember how to use it.